time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hi, guys. Welcome back and happy Monday. Not just any Monday. I was thinking in my head, why is today so interesting? Because everybody was going crazy saying happy Monday. And I'm like, usually people are like, this day sucks. But it is Cyber Monday, which means the deals are still happening. We know that we had them on Friday throughout the weekend. And today is kind of the last day until after the holidays. And then, of course, you get like a President's Day sale or something like that. But with that, we have a lot to discuss for Hot Messy Topics. Jason's going to come on and talk about, well, a promotion really quick. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And I have a treat for you guys at the end of this video that I want to share, just something that I've been working really hard on that is coming in 2023. So now let's welcome Jason.
Hi.
Hello.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
What a day. Oh, sorry. My mic is freaking out right before I just came on here because I was so excited about this sponsorship that we have. There we go. I was so excited about this sponsorship that we have because we don't take on sponsors lightly, especially on Up and Adam, but especially on our podcast, Hot Messy Podcast. But we do have an amazing sponsor called Bright Cellars, guys. And this is perfect for the holidays, okay? Because it's a wine club where you literally go to their website, you take a quiz. It kind of gives you like your palate or what you might like. And then they send you a box of wine. I think it's like $40 for 4 bottles and $50 for 6. Crazy prices. They're really exceptional wines. We love wine, and especially for the holidays. And I wouldn't be excited about this, except look how cool this box is that they deliver to you, right? And you can open it, and your wines are inside. They give you your little like palette thing after you take your quiz. Your wines are inside, but there are 2 rows of drawers. So you have one drawer here, one drawer here, full of your wines. It's awesome. They're mostly empty because, well, they really got our palate right. So we drank like 4 of them.
Oh, God.
But it's so awesome. I hate like wine clubs and stuff like that. And when they reached out, I was like, okay, send us a box. Let me see what we think. And then we'll see if we want to take it on and you know, use you guys as a sponsor or whatever. And it's actually been nothing but amazing. And it's Cyber Monday. The deal is right below. Check them out, guys. They are amazing. And they have really been very supportive of our podcast. So, you know.
Very supportive. Which,
very
speaking
exciting.
of which, guys, Hot Messy Podcast is killing it right now. So thank you to everyone for listening. We have a lot of fun guests coming up. We have people from, just all over the place. You guys will see. I don't want to spoil anything.
Tomorrow,
but
guys, we have Dana Wilkie. Okay. And then on Friday, we have Aurora Culpo from the Culpo Sisters on TLC. Fantastic interview. You don't want to miss that. And we do have some surprise guests coming up in the next few weeks.
Yes. Bravo, fucking bravo. Now, with that, guys, I want to jump right into it because last night we watched The Real Housewives of Potomac, and they're killing it this season. And I don't mean in a bad way, but I mean, this is an absolute literal shit show. I did a pre-record this morning of Candace. It was about Candace talking to Entertainment Tonight about her relationship with her husband, Chris, and how it's been a very trying time for them due to what she's calling heinous claims from not only Giselle, but Mia Thornton, Ashley Darby. And she said it wasn't trying in the sense that it like ruined her marriage or anything like that. It tested her marriage on the outside and kind of glued them even more together on the inside. But she was also calling for a Real Housewives of Potomac recast. And she's saying if somebody like Giselle doesn't have her together and she's not interesting enough to bring an authentic storyline to the show, then she should be out. But Giselle's not really the main topic of conversation right now. It would be Mia Thornton. Now, first, I want to ask you guys in the live chat, what would you rate last night's episode? Jason, I'm going to start with you.
I thought it was pretty solid. I thought it was an 8. This is one of the franchises, like the Real Housewives of New Jersey, that I actually don't like to cover because I enjoy watching it so much. These ladies have been bringing it. And if you guys missed our episode with DJ Richie Sky last week on the podcast, we break down Potomac, and it is so good. But I think it's pretty solid.
Yeah. I mean, I asked everybody, this was the question I asked this morning. I said, Mia Thornton is receiving a lot of backlash for her treatment of Wendy, Dr. Wendy Osefo, and now may possibly be exiting the Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, I wanted to ask if people are willing to forgive her and keep her on the show, or was the drink toss the final straw? And 76%, and this, mind you, was just posted an hour ago, 76%, almost 1,000 votes, say, goodbye, Mia. And I'm like, holy
I mean, she really brought this on herself, right? It was so funny because well, not funny, but I was watching the show and I actually had to go back and watch that whole scene again because at first, I don't know why I was like clapping along with Robin for a second. I'm like, stop antagonizing her. But then I went back and I'm like, if you threw a damn drink in my face, you would not leave that place okay. You know? Like, seriously.
Okay. We're not condoning violence.
No, not at all.
But I mean, honestly,
but just don't try it.
Dr. Wendy Osefo made a good point. It's use your words. Let's have a conversation. Don't just throw a drink in my face. But there was a lot of drama in last night's episode. And I really saw a side of Mia Thornton that you can't defend. Like, she seems like she's throwing a tantrum. She seems very childish in last night's episode. And it's really hard to watch. Jason, where are you at with Mia?
You know what? It's just ridiculous. And I think where it got ridiculous is when Karen came to Mia and was like, it's my birthday. I want all the ladies there. I want to celebrate with all of them. And it was kind of like she just had no time for that. But it's not your birthday. This whole trip was planned for this. And now you're kind of ignoring the fact that it's Karen's birthday and she should have the right to have whoever she wants there. And you can put your issues aside like Ashley and Candace have done, especially in this moment, right? But It's the fact that Mia, when they were leaving, went out to Ashley and Candace and said, when we get back, you guys need to find a place to stay. Because she was so agitated that they were kind of taking a side and going to lunch with Wendy. That's what mean people do. So that she lost me there.
I thought that, that was pretty shitty. But also when Dr. Wendy Osefo packed up her bags and left the Airbnb or whatever it was, I think production made her leave. I think because it was the house that Mia secured, but then I think that they didn't want to not be able to control the situation. Like, say the producers leave and it's 2-3 o'clock in the morning or something like that. And all of a sudden the girls both go down to the kitchen to grab something to eat. And then boom, it's a knockout.
Well, they didn't want the escalation. And even if it wasn't as bad as, let's say, Monique and Candace, there was still the question of like what could happen possibly if they like connect with each other in the house and start antagonizing each other, or if Mia throws a drink again.
Right. And I did also want to add to this conversation really quick, because obviously we know we have the drink throwing moment and that's not the best moment. And then of course, like you said, now Mia is trying to hold Karen responsible, saying, you didn't back me up as a good friend. You're trying to sit there and straddle the fence. However, we have Mia's friend Jacqueline, who is a part of the conversation. And Jacqueline seems to be a great voice of reason. But Mia's showing us in this episode, if you don't go with what she says, you're kind of on the outs. And
you're like team not Mia. And it's not even not team Mia. It's like she acts like you are her worst enemy. And it really isn't that bad.
Right. And Candace even said in her Entertainment Tonight interview, she said, listen, I actually like Mia. I think she's a great girl, but I think right now she needs to figure out how to be her most authentic self on this platform and not be caught up in the popularity contest of it all. And the way that she's like sashaying through and she's like, well, I threw together this, beach party for your birthday. And it's like, that's not a beach party. You got a couple of cabanas that we know that production paid for. And it's really not that expensive to get a couple cabanas.
It's really not a big deal down here when you go to a hotel and you rent a cabana at a beach. Like, everyone does it. That wasn't a birthday party, but she wanted to throw that in Karen's face. And I thought that was even still more mean because it's her birthday. Like, it's just so crazy to me.
And what else is crazy to me is, why are we fighting over this man who's non-existent on the Real Housewives of Potomac? For what?
I don't know. He seems to be inserting himself a lot. I do have to say, I wanted to back up a little bit because this is what we talked about on our podcast with DJ Richie Sky when we were breaking down Potomac. Check it out, guys. It's a great episode. But we were talking about how three things. How Robin is more, what was the word we used? engaged this
Right.
season.
Right.
Okay, so she's more engaged, okay, and I agree with that. However, I think she's engaging the wrong way. I mean, we've been watching you for 6 seasons with no storyline and pure boredom, from my opinion anyway. I'm just like so bored with Robin. And the minute you start to insert yourself and you want to like be part of someone's storyline, it just goes wrong. You shouldn't have filmed Wendy. It just looked so dumb. Okay, now going on the other side of it, the friends are doing it for me this season. I want to go back to Jacqueline because I actually really like her. And I like how she's not completely just loyal to Mia. She's like, Mia, hold on. Like this, it doesn't have to go that far.
Right.
You know, it's like when Karen left the room and Jacqueline's like, okay, now you aren't friends. So that we did not accomplish anything. I also like that Charisse is here because Charisse puts just that, you know, fire behind Karen's butt. And I really, really like to see how Karen
keeps her on
Charisse
edge
at the moment.
She keeps her on edge, but like Rob J in the city said, Jacqueline drops little bones about Mia. Watch her. And it's true. She even said, if we weren't friends from a long time ago, like, I don't think I would be friends with the person that she is today. Like, it would be a different situation. But also, it was a safety issue for production. Brian Scott Patterson, I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
Another person said, I think Mia as a child, not only did she invite Charisse, but she expected loyalty after she assaulted someone. She lives in a la-la land, and Karen needs to go ahead and check her. But why did Wendy have to leave and not Mia? Mia was the one who
Mia was supposed to leave. If we remember, she had a flight booked at 8:30 in the morning. Right. She didn't leave. Now it's not a big deal. We're going to go about our ways. It's Karen's birthday, so let's get your nails done, not the rest of the girls. Like, she's very like, I don't know.
Selfish.
A little selfish and a little arrogant.
Selfish. Yeah. And so we had this conversation with Monique when her and her husband, Chris, who she used to be on Potomac.
She also used to be on Love and Marriage, DC.
Yes. Yeah. When she came into town. And so how it works is production actually every single year, every season, all of the women put in a bid, kind of like saying, okay, hey, I have a cast trip in mind. And then production picks the most feasible, but also most interesting for the ratings and the viewers trip. Mia got the trip this season, which would be going to Miami. And when she
Miami adjacent, but yeah,
Miami adjacent. But when she did, she gets to book everything. And she's like, I paid for this house. You didn't pay for the house. They're paying for the house. You got to pick the house. You got to pick how everyone's going to navigate through this trip. And that's why she's calling it her trip. Really, though, she's not coming out of pocket for any of this. They fly all of the women down. If you want to upgrade to first class, that's up to you. They are paying for all of the accommodations. All of the food is paid for. The beach cabanas are paid for. It's really, I mean, come on. Travis Tinsley said, I don't do blind loyalty. And I agree with that.
And you shouldn't.
Also, I was going to say, a good friend calls their friends out for their shit in a cool way, not to enable behavior. I mean, I agree with all of this. Like, Jacqueline she's a good friend. But for Karen, it's like, Karen's like, I don't do this shit. You want me to do blind loyalty? Did you not see what happened with Candace and Monique? I don't do blind loyalty.
So, I agree.
Now,
I really don't know, though, if we do need a cast shakeup. I understand what Candace is saying. I really, like, right now, and I'm enjoying the show a lot, you know, minus the drink throwing and the condescending talking. Well, I mean, it's Housewives, but it's just like, I like this cast right now. I mean, maybe Mia could piece out. I wouldn't mind putting Jacqueline into the mix a little more.
Yeah, no, I'm really enjoying Jacqueline. I think that she's great, but I did want to ask you, what would you think about bringing Monique Samuels back? And everybody in the live chat, I want to hear what your thoughts are.
Wow.
Monique is now no longer a part of Love and Marriage. Jason, what did you say about an ego thing?
She did a post on her Twitter or Instagram somewhere, and she said something about letting go of like ego and stuff like that. And to me, it was very cryptic, and I'm reading into this like too much. Okay. So, but it just seems like she's kind of done with the whole TV mess. That's what it seemed like, but she is on vacation. Who knows? Would I like to see her back? I think Monique is great TV. You know, do I agree with the whole, you know, situation with Candace? No, I don't. But I think, you know, Potomac was really good with her. So yeah, I would be okay if she came back.
She was also offered to come back after the whole physical incident. Yeah. And people are saying don't bring her back because of that. But then, to be fair, Porsha beat the hell out of somebody in an alley and dragged Kenya off of the reunion floor by her hair. So they kept bringing her back until Porsha said, you know what, I'm going to walk away.
Bring Porsha back at this point.
Huh?
Porsha needs to come back at this point.
Oh, we're going to get to her too.
The thing is we can't just keep adding like new Mias. We can't just keep adding you're seeing it across all the franchises right now, right? They're trying to be like, you know what? Here's Noella. Here's Emily and Gina. Here's, you throw in these new housewives and it doesn't necessarily work. Diana Jenkins, God, you throw in these new people and it's like, we want to see familiar faces. And I want to see Monique. God, it's Monday and I can't talk.
I mean, listen, Miss Wang, thank you so much for the super chat. I don't know if I can relate to this situation to the Monique one like Candace and Ashley think, but this show is such a relief to watch compared to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
1000%.
I agree with that.
1000%.
And jumped on Cynthia on the boat. Yes, that happened too. I mean, holy shit, like Porsha she's gotten away with a lot.
Hey,
I mean, it's kind of wild, but I know that Candace, she is polarizing on the Housewives in the sense that you either really like her or you really cannot stand her. But one thing that I have to applaud her for was yesterday. Well, one, her and Ashley went to go see Dr. Wendy Osefo when really, I don't know why the other women wouldn't try to go see Dr. Wendy at this point, except for the fact that Robin said in her confessional, I just don't like her. And I get that. And Dr.
That's so
Wendy,
plain to see. Yeah.
Yeah, and she said a lot of things in the past. So if some of the women don't want to kind of sit there and be like, oh, you got a drink thrown on you, I can see that. But I thought it was kind of cool that Ashley and, Ashley, Karen, and Candace went and saw her. But then Candace going and having Trina on Drive Back, that's huge. Trina was my first celebrity kiss, by the way, guys. She was. I was in an airport going to Alabama for my grandfather's funeral, and she was sitting there, and she was all over like People magazine and stuff. And my cousins were like, "Oh my God, that's Trina!" And I think I was like 7 or 8 years old. And I walked up to her and I said, "Trina, can you sign my thing for my cousins?" And then I ended up sitting next to her on the plane, and she kissed me on the cheek, and I had this like little red lipstick mark that I wouldn't wash off for like 2 days. And finally, Dad was like, "Get in the fucking bathtub." And I was like, okay.
It's a great story.
I'll get in the bathtub. Okay. So we're still divided on Monique, but we'll do a poll later. By the way, guys, we are posting polls every day on Hot Messy Podcast. And of course, over here in our community tab, but I think it's time to keep the conversation moving. Now,
hold on though. I want to go back to Monique though. Okay. Cause she, even on Love and Marriage DC and the trailers for it, the previews for it, she didn't have a lot of great things to say about Bravo. She always referred to it as the other show, the other network. Do you think that is going to potentially ruin her chances of coming back? Because
I don't think it would ruin her chances. I think it's more, she's not knocking on their door. I think it would be them saying, okay, if will you come back? And it's up to her. It would be her decision. I don't think that she's going to go knock on their door and be like, Bravo, please take me back. Like, we've met her husband, we've met her family.
They'll have to come ask her. But what about, didn't she almost jump on the Nene lawsuit?
No, I think that she spoke out about the Nene lawsuit, saying that there is sometimes unfair treatment on the Real Housewives of Potomac and the Real Housewives of Atlanta, how the women are portrayed and not portrayed as, like the full circle parts of their lives as mothers, businesswomen, wives, like the full spectrum. And she felt like some of the women on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, New York, Orange County, Salt Lake City, like they get a different sort of treatment. And that's what she spoke out.
And I have to agree with this, because when we did meet Chris and Monique, we had a great time with them, and their family dynamic, her sister, who's a friend of ours, her brother, just their whole family dynamic is so interesting. And we got to see a little bit of that in Potomac, with her essential oils and her business and stuff. But I find their family so interesting. Actually, I find most of their families more interesting than some of the ladies. I mean, if you look at Giselle, her daughters are literally the stars of Giselle. This is what keeps Giselle on the show. They're her daughters. I love her interactions with her daughters.
And Candace asking for a recast, or not even, she didn't ask for it, but suggesting like a recast if you don't bring storylines that are authentic. I get that. Giselle's not going anywhere. They're never going 100%. To get rid of Giselle.
No.
She'll be like
Kyle on Beverly Hills. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, Giselle will never go anywhere. She knows how to just bring that element of messy. If anyone I could see leaving next, it would be Mia Thornton. I always say Robin, but Robin is never going anywhere. So I don't know what the hell is going on with her. But
I'm trying to compare Robin to someone who's been on one of the other franchises so long, who just really isn't necessary. To me, that is Robin. It's just there's nothing happening. We haven't even. Are we going to see what happens with her and Juan ever? Are they going to get married season 20?
Not after the way she was touching that guy's shoulder last night on the beach. Maybe not. I don't know.
Ooh, yikes. But also, the whole prenup situation, going through this whole thing again, we don't want to see that. So yeah, I'm okay with Robin not being there.
Whoop-de shit, a prenup. Okay. Since we're talking about Real Housewives of Potomac and we mentioned Porsha, I did want to say she did get married. She had 2 weddings. Guys, go ahead and smash that like button. Again, I have a surprise at the end that I want to share with you guys, kind of get your opinion on, and it's sort of a teaser of what's to come for 2023. It's not related to the channel. It's something I've been working on for years, and I just want to hear what your thoughts are. But Porsha Williams got married. She had a traditional Nigerian ceremony for her husband, but also she had what she called an American ceremony as well. Looks like she spent millions of dollars on this wedding, on these weddings, and she had 4 different dresses. This woman, the fact that she married Simon Gobadia, I'm thinking in my head, Simon, we watched him on Porsha's Family Matters. He bored the hell out of me. Is she like genuinely in love, or is this money?
Let me tell you, he better not fuck up.
I mean, do you think they got a prenup?
I don't know. A lot of smart people get prenups.
Right. But also, she quit her job at Dish Nation. She walked away from her reality show. If you see her now, every once in a while, she is pitching her pillows. She doesn't have like a huge...
And her sheets. She has sheets, right?
And yeah, and her sheets.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like, unless there's like passive income and like investments that we wouldn't necessarily be privy to, which could be possible. It doesn't seem like she's raking in a shit ton of money right now, because if she would have stayed on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, she was easily clearing $1 million, plus appearances, plus sponsorship opportunities, social media, and then any business that she has outside of the show gets that much more recognized from her time on the show. So now it seems like she's like alienated herself from those businesses. And I'm wondering if it's because Simon Gobadia provides like a really nice financial cushion, which is something that she's been vocal about in the past. Like, if you don't have a job and you don't have money, I don't have time.
Yeah. I don't know.
Ugh.
I don't know what's going to happen with that one.
Brian,
I'd love to see it. Whatever is going to happen with it, I'd love to see it play out on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's my opinion on it.
I mean, listen, everybody has an opinion about this.
No, I love it.
Porsha with the eye rolls. Travis is so funny. Porsha's wedding photos are gorgeous. I agree with that. Smash the like button. Hold on. I give that marriage 1 year. Money. Divorce coming in 10, 9, 8, 7. I feel like she loves him. Okay. She should have gotten a prenup. I mean,
listen.
Porsha is a hustler. She does have a wig line, yes. Okay.
She has a lot of things to keep her afloat. I don't think that's even an issue, especially, you have a lot of housewives put up some like bogus bullshit products, right? And no one buys them anymore if you get it and it's just shit. But I've heard her stuff is pretty good.
Yeah, and to be fair,
know whose stuff is really good? Candy.
Who's? Yes. Candy has a lot of great stuff, guys.
She has a lot of great stuff, okay?
Actually, some of our best products, I mean, aside, if you think of like Bethany Frankel, you take her and put her to the side, and LVP for her amazing restaurants. If you think about products in general and the success of them, our Real Housewives of Atlanta have really kind of taken that home. Like, Porsha has been successful. I forgot about Go Naked Hair, but it's extremely successful. Candy, for damn sure, is successful. She's like tapped every single market. And then Kenya got her Kenya Moore hair care in like over 100 or maybe 200 CVS's. Yeah, CVS.
Even more than that. Way more than that, I believe. Yeah.
So our Atlanta Housewives are doing the damn thing. I mean, listen, Drew Sidora, if you're watching, I love Drew. I've had the best conversations with her. So sweet in person. Now we need to get Drop It with Drew on Blu-ray before Blu-ray becomes No Ray.
I mean, it is No Ray. We have streaming.
Oh, is it just streaming now? Am I that
really?
behind?
I mean, listen, my brother is like a big movie buff, and he has to get everything Blu-ray, and he still watches them Blu-ray because of like the picture, something that really our eyes can't tell. But yeah, it needs to be on a platform, like a fitness platform, like, you know, Apple or Samsung. They have those fitness classes you can do on your iPad. Like, let's do something like that.
Rob J.
Maybe she does. I don't even know.
Did you get some bedroom candy?
Yes, we got given some bedroom candy.
Okay. All right. Let's keep it moving. No, but I do want to ask everybody too, your favorite look of Porsha's, is it the American ceremony or is it the Nigerian ceremony?
To be honest, I really can't give you that answer. I really like him in the other one, and I like her here. She looks like Cinderella.
She looks like Cinderella, but this just looks like she looks like a goddess here. I don't know.
No, she looks great here, but I think he looks better here, to be honest. I love the traditional.
Let's see what people are saying really quick before we move on the conversation. Jason has me crying laughing. Both.
Oh God, sorry.
The Nigerian, royalty in both. I mean Kendra, you are messy as hell. You're messy as hell. The American look, African
It's hard to tell, right? Like it's I would love to see the 2 other dresses. You said she had 4.
Yeah, she did.
Right?
It's a tie. Both are gorgeous.
4.
Cinderella. Okay. Jason, are you with us?
I'm with you.
Okay. All right. So let's keep it moving. I wanted to talk about another situation since we're talking about looks. We have some Vanderpump Rules drama going on, and we know going into 2023, we are officially getting season 10. We spoke with Sheena on Hot Messy Podcast. We spoke with Lala on Hot Messy Podcast. We know
both great interviews, by the way.
Both great interviews. And, you know, we get a lot of the information behind the scenes, especially with Vanderpump Rules cast, because we're friends with a lot of them. And I think that there's like that trust there where we're not going to go out it, right? What is going on with StreamYard today?
I don't know. It's fussy. I see you going in and out.
It's fussy. Okay. But we know that there's drama going on because Lala Kent was not happy with Sheena or Raquel. Apparently, when they were doing their Vanderpump Rules intro shoot, they were sharing the photos of their outfits on Instagram. And Lala was like, guys, read the fucking contract. The contract says you are allowed to take photos in your glam room, but as soon as you are fully dressed, you cannot take the photos. And Lala was like, wait a minute, we do this all the time. We film these events, we take photos, we archive the photos. That way, when the episode plays out, we can post the photos at that time, sort of as like a behind the scenes or, hey guys, who's ready for Vanderpump Rules tonight? Tune in at 8 o'clock, like something like that. But she's like, why are you guys doing this shit? And they caught her in one of the videos with her full look, and she was pissed about it. But that's not really that dramatic. I think this season is going to have a lot of drama as it is, but also we have some Shorts and Sandy's drama. Tom and Tom are hitting a wall. Now, I think that their restaurant is going to be completely successful. I think it's going to thrive, especially where the location is. But I don't think that they realized how hard the hiring process was going to be. They have a full front of house staff, but from what we're hearing, it's been a real challenge getting back of house staff. If you guys know anything about restaurants, if you don't have back of house staff, you don't have a restaurant.
Not at all.
What do you think?
Not at all. Well, they go pretty fast in LA too. Back of house staff can find, you know, there's a plethora of jobs for back of the house in Los Angeles. But I mean, this is part of being a restaurateur, right? It's not just like, oh, let's set up this amazing ambiance. Let's have this lighting and this music and, you know, great drinks. You also need to think about the little things that you might forget, like the people in the back who actually make it happen.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's very difficult. What are they just not paying people? I don't know how this is going because I'm pretty sure people want to work now.
People want to work, but I think it's harder for a new restaurant. Like if you could do back of house at a restaurant that's already thriving and they have a certain pay scale in effect. I mean, for example, I worked at a nightclub a long time ago, and it was a brand new nightclub, and they didn't have a pay scale. So they would go like weeks at a time without paying me. And I'm like, guys, I have to pay my rent. And they would say, oh, okay, well, Adam, you know, like if you want like food is on us tonight or take a bottle of wine or something like that. And I'm like, great, that's not paying my
that
bill.
Doesn't pay my rent.
Yeah, it doesn't pay my rent. So I don't know what the hell do you want me to do with that? But if you guys also, if you didn't hear, So Pump and Sir are on Robertson, North Robertson, right? In West Hollywood, which is like the best location. It's right off of Melrose. Some of the best restaurants are right there. Craig's, Cicconi's, you name it, they're there. And it's really like a celebrity hotspot kind of area. Katie and Ariana landed their sandwich shop, the Something About Her sandwich shop, right in between Pump and Sir, which is absolutely genius.
Do you know what would be absolutely genius is if they stay open late enough to catch the crowds leaving the clubs.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of people, especially Santa Monica, Robertson right there, make a lot of money at that time. So
yeah,
I wonder because in the daytime, sometimes, especially Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, there's really not a lot happening on Robertson and Santa Monica, just right there. There's not a lot of foot traffic. So,
and now that burger joint is being torn down across the street for the Abbey Hotel, I think what's going to happen is, like, listen, when people go out and it's like Tito's Red Bull, Tito's soda, shots. And then you think like, oh, I have to go home. Who doesn't want a big, thick, meaty sandwich in their mouth? Right?
I guess. I mean, the thing is that area is changing so drastically. Like, really, Lisa and Ken were so smart to snatch up as much real estate because everyone, when they did that, were like, oh, another Lisa Vanderpump place. They're all three so different. And that whole area, because you know that Los Angeles is getting ready to host the 2028 Olympics. So they're doing a lot of revitalizing of West Hollywood, like very fast. There's new hotels going up. There's going to be like tunnels and different kinds of like ways of walking through parks and stuff like that. The last time we were there, there's going to be a tunnel going from the Abbey. It's going to go under Robertson and go over.
That's
all
going
the
to
way
be like a big sex
Lapeer
shop.
Hotel. I mean, I hope there's like, I hope there's exits, but it is a great location. If they can keep their business afloat, Katie and Ariana will probably have the most successful business because that will still be there when that happens.
That location is honestly, it's prime, but they do not need to do a tunnel. No tunnel needs to go from the Abbey. You can't even walk.
I mean, listen, that's a city plan. Like that's nothing to do with that. And the Abbey Hotel is still not yet confirmed.
That is also going to be a big orgy.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Welcome to West
going
Hollywood.
back though, going back to the whole looks and stuff, because a lot of people were saying, well, is Lala really that mad? Because Lala was just on Sheena's podcast, but they filmed that like a week before I think Lala said anything, right?
Right.
So I get what she's saying. I mean, she isn't the one who needs to police people about like, how to do with their contracts, but it is kind of a nice reveal when you have that on for the first time seeing like a trailer or an intro or whatever. Yeah.
And Brian Scott Patterson said, having lived in LA for 20 plus years, I'm going to just say WeHo is no longer cool.
Oh, 100%. It's just so it's so overdone. It's not that cool little chic area that it once was. I mean, I lived there 15 years ago. We lived there. Oh my God, what is that? 9 years ago, right, Adam?
Yeah. I mean,
4 years ago. We worked there 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So.
I also think it goes in waves. And I think the generation that comes in, because LA is like a cycle, right? Every year we have people who leave and they're like,
very transient.
No, I'm not going to be. Yeah, it's very transient. It's like, I'm not going to be an actor and a model. I have to move back to Nebraska and start a family. And then you have like the new generation that comes in and they're like 18 to like 23. They just graduated college and they're like, I'm going to Hollywood. So those people haven't necessarily seen the old West Hollywood. So then when they show up, they're like, this is amazing.
And I mean, there's so many little cafes and little restaurants and even like little clubs that have closed down. And now you have these monstrosities coming up. And if you just go north, and I'm like giving you guys a real estate lesson, but if you go north to Sunset has just been built up so much by these huge hotels, the Addition, all kinds of things that are trickling down into that Santa Monica area. And it used to be very neighborhood and it is getting a little excessive, but that's growth. I'm really curious to see how LA will handle the 2028 Olympics.
Well, we'll have to wait and see, friend.
We'll have to wait and see.
They have 5 years to figure it out.
And see.
Okay. With that, I wanted to talk about another thing that's going on. For the Real Housewives of New Jersey, we had Caroline Manzo, who recently did an interview saying that she was actually asked back last season. She said that she turned down the offer. And she said, while I will never say never, I just feel as though this is not the right time for me. Teresa Giudice was asked about this, and Teresa said, this is laughable. This is honestly a joke. What is she going to come on and talk about? She's going to come on and try to fight with me because that's the only thing that she has. And I'm like, oh shit. But she is authentic friends with Dolores Catania, and she also revealed that the first season of Jersey, she introduced Dolores to casting, the producers, and they tried to hire her. And Dolores said, respectfully, I'm not taking this position. No, it's not for me right now at this moment. But we eventually got her on. I want to know from people, do you agree with Teresa in the sense that you think, why bring on Caroline Manzo? The only thing she's going to do is try to use me for a storyline. Or is Caroline Manzo interesting enough with her family dynamics and people would love to catch back up with her?
I'm so in the middle on the fence here. I really do see her point. You know, she doesn't want to do anything that doesn't make her happy, right? So now is not the time, but she said if the time is right, she would do it. Now, some people have brought up her age, how she's kind of just a little older than ladies. That actually doesn't bother me, especially in Jersey. I honestly think age is something we should really, everyone says we need the younger crowd, like what they're doing with New York. But I'm not necessarily, I was sold on that at the beginning, but now I'm not necessarily thinking that's
I like the age because I feel like as women get, not even women, but women, it's like when you think about your parents or your grandparents and you think about how sassy they are and how their give a damn just gets like more and more broken as they get older. They're just like, if I offend you, I don't give a shit. And
well, I also think too, like, think about us, right? Okay, we have friends who are in their 20s. We have friends who are in their 40s. We're going to our friends' place who are in their 50s this week. We have friends that span generations. I think it's interesting to kind of separate and like cut up the group a little bit. I know it didn't work well with like Leah McSweeney and, you know, maybe a couple of the other ladies from different franchises, but I really think that.
Sorry, are we going to somebody's house this week?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you who on here. Oh. We just saw them this morning.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right.
Oh, yes,
okay.
yes.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. No, but it is interesting. People have if you have a real authentic relationship, it really doesn't matter how old you are. It's not like you're trying to put, you know, a young, like I said, Leah McSweeney with a group of older ladies who have authentic, real relationships.
Right. It doesn't work out. And also, I feel like the younger generation, they're afraid to like, not all of them, but they're afraid to like kind of really push each other and have like those moments. Whereas like, again, I think that with the age, it just comes like, I don't give a shit. I'm going to say what I want, and I've earned that right. And Dub, WeHo will have to paint the streets pink and change the signs to LVP Boulevard. We had some fun with NDub at in West Hollywood. If Caroline comes back, I will not watch. Caroline Manzo
some people
is
are very like
what Jersey needs.
It's very controversial, this Caroline Manzo thing. I've read a lot of comments. I went down the deep dive on like Reddit, but like, it's very interesting. But I think if the timing was right, sure. But do I think they need Caroline Manzo? No.
I mean, this is interesting too, because a lot of people were pissed about this. I have no respect for Caroline due to what she did to her very own sister. And when she wrote that statement on behalf of Dina's ex-husband, the one who literally broke into or was in her house, I think he was waiting for her and her husband and assaulted them. And then Caroline wrote a statement saying what a great guy he is and he shouldn't have to do prison or like maybe it would lessen his sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah, people didn't like that. Thank you, Jason and Adam. Old folks like me are awesome. 57. Trish, you're not old.
Trish, I know, but like we connect with Trish. You know what I mean? Yeah. It doesn't really matter. It just needs to be a more authentic relationship. Yeah. They need to be fun. They need to be interesting. I think that's what people are missing when we're casting these shows, you know?
Yeah. I like Caroline. I just don't want to see rehashed beef. I agree with that. I don't think we need that. Caroline versus Jennifer Aiden. Oh, popcorn needs to bring her back. She is a rat. Agreed, Jason. It's about the relationship, not age.
Hell yeah.
So did Dolores. We should hear her side at least. That was odd for sure. Thick as thieves. And Up and Adam, you are lucky to have Jason to keep your schedule. Thanks.
Legit. No, he's very lucky for that.
Okay. My God. Give you a compliment. You go a long way. All right. Guys, I want to ask. I was thinking in my head, I'm like, how fun would it be? Actually, I don't think we would have enough time to get this done. But now that we know that Erika Girardi, Erika Jane, Erika, whatever you want to call her, her earrings are going to auction for $250,000 to $350,000. That's what they're expected to go for. It would have been so amazing for us to get together and just see if we could get everybody to like donate $2 or something like that. where we could buy the earrings and then take the earrings, sell the earrings, and then give all of that money back to the victims. But I don't think we have enough time.
No.
That would have been great though, right?
I mean, she could have done a lot of things already for the victims that she's chosen not to do.
I mean,
empathy for one.
Empathy. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you too. Joe and Melissa Gorga are getting sued now for $30,000 over unpaid materials for their brand new house that they're celebrating Christmas in.
Oh shit.
Geez, it never ends. Okay, guys. So if you guys didn't catch us at the beginning of this, we were telling you to go to www.brightsellers.com. They are doing a Cyber Monday deal. It's a subscription service for wines where you go on, you take a quiz, they kind of assess your personality and what kind of wines that you would actually like.
Okay, do you like milk chocolate, dark chocolate, like all kinds of stuff, right?
What kind
then
of
they
fruit
ask
do you like? Do you like
what
no
kind
fruit?
of fruits, if you like a day at the beach or you like a fine dining restaurant, and you go through this thing and it kind of puts together some things and you can say, you can answer, do you normally enjoy reds or whites or rosé? Are you willing to try other things? There's this one I had. It was so good.
Here he goes again.
No, I'm saying because this is an interesting way to try new wines and it's not expensive and they actually give you really exceptional wines. That's what I think it's awesome because if they just like shipped me some Trader Joe's shit, I can get that down the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this is really interesting. And they sent me a Zinfandel. I fucking loved it. And I'm not really a huge fan of Zins. So maybe I'm just having the wrong kind of Zins. I don't know. I think it's a fun thing to do.
I forgot to tell you. So it just hit me. We have a really awesome bottle coming because of a special occasion that's happening in December. And I don't want to say their name in case they don't want us to say that they're sending anything. But I didn't tell you this.
Don't even bring it up.
I know. Well, it just reminded me of it. All right. With that, guys, we have a lot coming up this week. Jason and Josh are back tomorrow for Anchor Watch. New episode of Hot Messy Podcast comes out tomorrow. Of course, you guys know we'll be covering Salt Lake City this week. And I don't know, maybe I'll reach out to Kim Pyre. So Bad It's Good with Ryan Bailey. I'll see who we can have on if anybody's free because I know Jason's like over it at this point. And then we have a few other things coming on as well. But I did want to say we did our members only live, and it was not the last one, but the one before that, where I shared a project that I've been kind of teasing you guys about this whole time. Let me just grab it really quick.
And while everyone's waiting, really quickly, if you guys are in South Florida, look for Anchor Watch tomorrow night. We have some exciting news. So if you're in Miami-Dade, Broward, or Palm Beach, or Martin counties, we are inviting you guys to an event in 2 weeks. So come to Anchor Watch tomorrow to see what exactly that is.
Yes. Hi, Tools. Hey, boys.
Hey, Tools.
I've missed you both. Off topic. Adam, how is Pops? We've heard that he's doing better. We left for Thanksgiving and went to Orlando, so we haven't had a chance to see him, but just keep sending all the positive vibes. We need Pops, and Pops is a fighter, and he needs to be around so he can sit there and flirt with all of the women. That's his thing. So we got to keep Pops around. But I'm going to play a clip for you guys really quick, just to remind everybody, if you are not a part of our members only Let's Whine About It, we always give tidbits on things that we're working on, upcoming guests, all of that. And our next one is on Monday. I talked about this book that I did with my friends. It's called The What's, and it's really interesting. In the book, it's written in like a rhythmic pattern, sort of Dr. Seussy, where it takes you on this Wizard of Oz kind of journey. But The What's, it has like this sort of darkness to it. Each one represents something different: depression, anxiety, alcoholism, bipolar, abuse, all of it. And they're all kind of going on their own little journey. But for the first page, just to share with you guys, because I'm excited, we're wrapping it up and getting ready to, I guess, shop it in 2023. I wanted to play this. Smash that like button, get subscribed, hit that notification bell. Jason, say goodbye, because after this, we are
bye, and we'll see you guys next time.
Here you go, guys.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Wait. Who are you? Eyes open wide to two eyes full of blue.
Are you okay?
Asked what?
I found you stumped by this stump, with your head seeming puzzled and, whoa,
check out that bump. Puzzled and being no sight of a clue. Pieces not fitting, what's a what left to do?
Oh, I'm not sure. Did you say who you are?
I am Bib. Bib is my name. Pronounced like a drool catcher, but the two aren't the same. You've been out quite some time. I'm not sure who's to blame, but good luck with it all. I'll be off as I came.
Wait, no, please, do you know who I am? Or how I came to be?
Followed by more who's and how dids on a questioning spree.
It's a lot of answers you seek and questions you ask. I may have a solution if you're up to the task. A journey to wise, or so the legend's been told. The wise one knows all, but first a quest must unfold.
Which wise what? Where do I go? If wise the legend, then how do you know?
You start your questions with your questions are dumb. You're welcome, you've earned it. I'll call you dumb.
Can you take me to wise what? I don't want to get lost.
Under one condition, if we go, I'm the boss. If it's purpose you seek and meaning within, there's a journey out there, so we'll have it, my friend.
So that's just what they did. They set out on their way, on the journey to wise, or so the legend would say.